understanding that you had to do tonight. It was on scale drawings and scale. The beautiful part, I don't know if you're going to agree with that, but we can set proportions, and when we set proportions, it is so easy to solve, right? So, and that's what we're going to do here. So it says here, use a scale, and here is a map. Imagine a map for a second. There's a little rectangle at the bottom. It says every 5 centimeters on this drawing equals 2 miles in real life. So here's my scale. I'm going to set up my proportions, these two ratios that are set to equal to each other. And I'm giving one ratio. It says 5 centimeters on the map is 2 miles in real life. And it says that the distance between Yapi City and Quiet City on the map is 23 centimeters. So let me actually write the units here. Once you have the units, there's no way you can place 23 centimeters in the wrong location. So 23 goes here. We want to know 23 centimeters becomes how many miles, and what does it represent, what does it correspond to, right, in real life. So we can put x, y, pick a variable letter of your choosing. I pick x, we're going to cross multiply, so we're going to multiply these two, we get 5x. Multiply these two, we get 46. And we're going to divide by 5 because we want to isolate our variable, right? 5 divided by 5 is 1, and 1 times x is just x. And then 46 divided by 5 is 9.2. So in real life, 23 centimeters represents 9.2 miles. That's it. Rinse, repeat. So I think if you understand that the scale represents the ratio of the distance on the map, right, of your drawing to the actual distance in real life, then you're okay. So I forgot. So we're using this for question 1 and 2. So question 1 says 5 centimeters, 2 miles. 5 centimeters is what? 2 miles. So again, we're using the same scale. 5 centimeters is 2 miles. Right? So on the other side, I'm going to write centimeters here, miles over here. Let's see, the famous math water fountain is just 5 miles away from the high school. How far is the fountain away from the school on the map? So in real life, it's 5 miles. What about on the drawing? How many centimeters would that be? Well, x represents what I don't know. I'm going to cross multiply again. 2 times x is 2x. 5 times 5 is 25. I divide by 2 because that's the coefficient, right? So dividing by 2, I get 1, which multiplied by x is x. Divide the other side by 2, and we get 12.5. So in centimeters on the map, 5 miles would be 12.5 centimeters. 3. Here is imagine a drawing, right? So, sorry. In real life, this tower is 3,500 meters, right? In real life. In the drawing in our notebook, we made a little tower, and that's 14 inches tall, right? So there's a scale here, somewhere in our map, in our drawing, that says, hey, 1 inch in my tower represents this many meters in real life. Right, so we want to find these two numbers. What is the scale that I use? I just didn't draw it, right? I just didn't draw this little tower in my notebook, right? I drew it using a scale by making sure that every inch in my drawing represents a certain amount of meters in the building's real height. So we're going to go 14 inches. This is what I'm given. 3,500 meters. But I want to change the scale. So I have it in 1 inch. Right, what does every inch on that my drawing represent? So I'm going to divide this by 14. 14 divided by 14 is 1. And if I divide the top by 14, I must divide the bottom by 14. And hopefully that's going to give us somewhat of a nice number. So 3,500 divided by 14. It's going to give us 250. Oh, nice. So every inch of my drawing here, every inch of my drawing represents 250 meters in real life. All right, so again, there's a blueprint, right, of the master bedroom. And in the blueprints, I imagine this as the blueprint. Right, this is 5 inches long. This is 3 inches long, so inches. So this is the drawing of the master bedroom that I drew. Okay, right. This is the representation of the master bedroom in my notebook, in my sketchbook. And now I want you to figure out what's the actual life. In real life, what does that 5 inches represent? And in real life, what does those 3 inches represent? So we're going to use the scale that they give us. And it says that 2 inches is 11 feet in real life. So let's take the length here. Let's do this guy. Let's do 3 inches. All right, let's do 3 inches and figure out. So 3 inches is how many feet? I don't know. I'll try and find out. Cross multiply. 2 times x is 2x. 11 times 33 is, 11 times 3 is 33. Divide by 2. Divide by 2. And x equals 32.5. 32.5 feet. So in real life, this is 32.5 feet. Right? That 3 inches in real life represents 32.5 feet. Right, so now we gotta do the height here, the width and the length. So we're gonna do the width. So again, we're gonna use the same scale. 2 inches is 11 feet. But this time around, I want to know the 5 inches here that I used to describe the width of the bedroom. What does that represent in real life? So let's call that x. Cross multiply again. That's 2x. So we get 55. Divide by 2. Divide by 2. And x equals, let's see, 55, 27.5. Jeez. Pretty big room, so. Oops, sorry. Made a mistake here. That is not 32. That is not 32.5. It's 16.5. Apologies. All right, so that's wrong. The 3 inches represents 16.5 feet, and the 5 inches here represents 27.5 feet. That's would be the dimensions of the room in real life. 5, baseball player, 6 feet tall. So here's the baseball player, 6 feet tall. And he made there's a collectible figurine of him, right there, and that's 4 inches tall. Okay, what was the scale that the company who made this figurine used? We said every inch of our figurine is going to represent, I don't know, 1.5 feet of the guy or the baseball player. So what was the scale? Well, let's write the relationship that we know. We know that 4 inches in the figurine corresponds to 6 feet of his height, right? So we want this, I would use inch, 1 inch, right? Because it'd be easier to understand it, easier to see it. So how did the 4 change that? You can what you call cross multiply, but we can just figure out that, hey, 4 divided by 4 gave me 1, so here I divide 6 by 4. And that's going to be 1.5. Hey, look at that. I knew the answer before. So every inch of the figurine represents 1.5 feet of our baseball player. Okay, so this is a scale. So if you were to buy this toy, this figurine here, and the box of the toy, let's probably say a little scale. We made this figurine, this collectible figurine, so that every 1 inch of our figurine represents 1.5 feet of the baseball player's height. Okay. 2 more. The scale on the map, so again, is 4 centimeters, 125 kilometers. The distance from the scale drawing junior high school to the shore is 350 kilometers. So In real life, the distance between these two locations is 350 kilometers. But what is that distance on a map? How many centimeters would that be? Well, let's start with what's given to us, right? Our scale, what's given to us. It's given to us that 4 centimeters corresponds to 125 kilometers. So let me go on the other side, write centimeters here, kilometers. So now they're asking us, hey, 350 kilometers. How many centimeters? Question mark. How many centimeters would that be on your map? Well, x, we can now cross multiply. 125x, because 125 times x is 125x. 4 centimeters times, or 4 times 350 is 1400. And then we're going to divide by 125. Right? Divide by 125. These two simplify to 1. X equals 1400 divided by 125, and that gives us 11.2. So in our map, right, 350 kilometers in our map, we'd be just 11.2 centimeters. Okay. Scale on the blueprint is half. What is this? Half inch is 6 feet. The height of the living room ceiling is shown as 1.5 in the blueprint. How high should the living room ceiling really be? Okay, so on our map, on our design, on our blueprint, we show that the height of the living room is 1.5 inches, right, which is about yay big. That's in our drawing, in the blueprint. But in real life, what is that? How high is our ceiling? Well, again, here's a scale. What's given to us? I would change the half. Right, so inches and feet. If you want to use a half, you can. If you want to use 0.5, you can. I would probably use 0.5. Right? It doesn't matter. Well, let's give it a half since they give us that. And this is 6 feet. On the other side, it's inches and feet. And our other numbers, 1.5. So 1.5 inches is how many feet? That's what we're looking for. Let's cross multiply. If we cross multiply, right, let me bring that over here to the side. Half times x is half x. Half of x equals 6 times a half. Sorry, 6 times 1.5, which is 9. Sorry. So it's a half times 9. Depends on how you learned it from here. Well, it's the same idea, right? So we're going to go, I'm going to divide this side by half, because half divided by half is going to be 1, and that's going to give, in 1 times x is just x, which is what I want, x all by itself. And then on the other side, I'm going to 9 divided by half. Be careful how you enter this in your calculator. Okay, so you either enter 9 divided by 0.5 or 9 divided by half, but be careful how you enter it. And that's going to be 18. It's 9 divided by half is not the same as 9 divided by 2. So that's what I meant by be careful. So 18. So how tall is the ceiling? It's 18 feet high. Really? That's really high ceiling. Yeah, that's that.